I hope you're all having a wonderful day wherever you are in the multiverse. As you can see, Leeroy and I are about to head out on an adventure with Puffball, our little alpaca. We just had a nice little visit from a jaguar. So waste not, want not. We're going to make sure we obtain its claws. All right. So Leeroy, I hope you had a lovely nap and a good sleep and the like last night. Today's plans are that we're going to head out to the copper mine. On our way, I've marked a shortcut so we know in what direction to go. However, as I've said before, I do know this map quite well, so especially the earlier zones, so I kind of do know where I'm going. We're going to open up the second scout on the northern end of the rainforest so that we have that map showing, and then we'll head up to the copper mine and grab us some copper so that we can start making bronze. I'd like to get to our bronze armor before we start going into some of the holy ruins and the like. And also, I'd like to be able to get our fast mount. That, however, will not be rideable until we are at bronze level armor anyway, so that will be one of the things that we will do. We will try and get to the point where we can tame ourselves our first jaguar. All right, down the hill, and we'll start getting into some of the nasties like that. Try and get up. Yes, that's a crocodile. So let's head up and see if we can get this scout camp. There are a couple of different ones over here that you can sneak up on and get, but this is the one that is actually marked on the map. I will again put Leeroy into passive so that he doesn't get involved in the fight, because you know, Leeroy's a little bit silly sometimes. He tends to run ahead and get himself into trouble, as we all know. So we're nearly there. It's just up on that rise. So we will leave our alpaca here, deal with these dogs. Like so. Oh, wrong one. Can't be without our source of hide. So we'll put him on passive. Get out our bow. We can have our alpaca follow us. It also means that they don't run away when they get scared so much. They'll come back to you, or at least they tend to. Sometimes they don't. They'll sort of run away too far. But we want to pull these guys out. So just get over here, because I don't want to pull the scout just yet if I can avoid it. Nice look and see where he's at. Should bring him out. allow us to deal with him. Quite easily done. Almost feel sorry for them. Alright, now we do have to be very careful not to damage the scout, as I've said, because otherwise we just have to stand around and wait for the scout to respawn, which can be quite annoying. So yeah, he reset, or she reset, ran back, so I'll just do a little bit of fighting. Oh, poor Leeroy, he's always picked on. Alright, so Rainforest Scout got, which will now open our map up to look at. So we're up here. Our house is down here on the beach. So now we can actually see the pyramid. There's a portal there that we need to open, and there's also the barracks that we're heading to and the copper mine. So that's where we're going. We're going to this entrance here. You can gain entrance by going up and around near the front of the barracks there, but side of the barracks really. We'll put a marker on the map so we know exactly where we're going. Get ourselves whatever's in the thing, the chest. Open this. Put a few things on the llama. Oh, llama, alpaca, llama. I always say llama because the better mount is the llama for carrying things. That is some ways away for us at the moment. Get rid of those. Just put everything on there for the time being. Jump on our mount. Okay, so on the way there are a couple of ancient ruins and the like that we can stop and grab crystals from. Some of your mounts, well, all your mounts do take fall damage. Some more so than others. I don't advise packing them up with a whole heap of stuff and then jumping off the top of a cliff. They tend not to survive. We might have a look at our first alligator friend down here. Deal with the puppies. Heal ourselves up. Oh, look at that. He's in a fiery mood. Here's the alligator. So, let us send our little friend in for a bite. Off you go, Leeroy. Go and have a little bit of fun while I stand back here and shoot for you. Lovely. Glad you feel that way. So leave that poor little thing alone. So mean. Leeroy, are you going to get in here and give me a hand, mate? Or are you just going to look at it? Leeroy, we need to have words. That was not acceptable. You need to make more of an effort, or I'm going to have to relieve you of duty. Right. So now we have... No worries there. We now have some alligator skin and alligator carcass chunks. which are great for the next lots of armor. Just heal myself. You can do so while you're on the mount. Don't know that I'm going to worry about the ancient ruins at the moment. I think we'll just head straight towards our objective. Get ourselves some copper. Yay! There are obviously still jaguars around here. And there is one over that way that occasionally decides to come and visit, but generally they're not too bad here. Okay, so we are here. This is our copper mine. It's the one with the most resources in this area. So we will take advantage of that. And there is also no bonfire here, so let's drag this person out. We can. He's going to probably pick a fight with half. Of course. That's why his name's Leeroy, isn't it now? He's going to try and fight everybody here. Leeroy, you're a fool. Leeroy's a fool. Alright. Looks like Leeroy's just having a bad start to his day. What can I say? And I need to stand myself somewhere where I can heal myself properly and then get into it, because Leeroy's slacking off a little. I'm not going to bother to try and befriend any of these people because it's just too far at the moment with this mount to bring them back. So I'll refrain from doing that. About time you earned your bread and butter, mate. You're a little bit slow on the uptake today. Did you have bad dreams or something? Don't know about this, Leeroy. A little bit disappointed, mate. A bit slow, so honestly, I'm not sure if there is a little bit of an issue since the last update with them healing themselves and the like. There does seem to be a slight issue with some of the crafting tables not taking in the orders that you give to them. But generally it hasn't been too bad. You don't need to touch my alpaca, thank you, mate. Does seem to be a bit of an issue with that as well on the odd occasion. The jamming of buttons. Do you have a light, Leeroy? Maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need some light to shine through your ears to make you a little bit more intelligent when it comes to fighting. Alright, we're back at it. Let's see if we can clear out this mine somewhat. Interesting. Rather a bad shot. That's a bit better. Okay, that's another one. Now we need Scar, the tower dude. Try and get him down. Should come down and fight us. There's another guy up there, or girl, and another one over there. Try and get them to come around to our way of thinking. Oh, I missed him. And we'll have one behind us, obviously, somewhere. Where is it? Ah, it's that one there that's getting involved as well. Okay. I want the one in the tower dealt with first. Interesting how he can shoot me through trees, but I can't shoot him. Alright. Heal up. This one's finally down at our level. Sure, Leeroy. Whatever makes you feel better. Are you dealing with that one there, mate? No? Still no chance that you're gonna get into it and fight properly? Oh, Leeroy. You're a worry. You still going over here? My God, Leeroy, come on. Do I have to do everything for you? Why do I have you with me? Just so you can use the bandages up? Gee, I don't know. We'll take his, we'll deconstruct these things. Oh, look, he's got a necklace. We don't mind if we do. Thank you very much. I haven't learnt the necklaces and the rings with that particular level of armor because it just seems to be a bit of a waste. We'll start getting our copper, work our way around. Take care of the guards as we go. Because obviously Leeroy's not going to, because Leeroy's just, he's out for a summer's walk. That's all he's out for. He's not really interested in hard work. Seems he's good at grunting and that's about it. Lee's on our alpaca. There's another one there. Try and get as much of this as we can. Saves us having to do too many trips to start with. And we've got to be careful we don't overload ourselves and or Puffball. Don't want to overload Puffball. She's a sweet little alpaca and lovely. And yeah, and doesn't want to carry everything, do you, Puffball? It's one down. Next one. You gotta make sure you bring plenty of tools across here, at least until you get to having better tools. And until you start making mods, which I haven't done yet. I haven't started to make the mods for tools, weapons or anything like that as of yet. They do become important later on in the game, but for the moment, these areas are pretty tame. They're not going to hurt you that much. Let's make sure these guys are not going to aggro to us too much. I'll have to get that one up there next. And the other walkers. Alright. On the next. Night walker. Would have been nice if it was a red. Gold. Here we go. Yeah, sure. Look now. It's got almost no health left, and you're a worry, mate. Just go over here and see if we can reach these towers. That one's got the pole in front of it. This one. Oh, Master Warrior. He would have been alright to have as a friend. Possibly. That one there will probably come to visit us as well. I do this. Don't tell me you're actually doing something, Leeroy. Haha, you really didn't, did you, Leeroy? You just managed to pull everyone in the vicinity. Oh, that was nasty. Okay, anybody else? Oh yes, you're still there. You're sneaking around the corner. Rather funny to watch sometimes. See whether he actually gets anything done or not. Doesn't really seem like it. Nice effort, Leeroy. Nice effort. I think I'm making a mistake of not giving Leeroy coffee when we come out on these adventures. I think he's just a little bit sleepy of a morning and he needs time to wake up. Alright, so we need more of this copper. We'll start over here. Get this stuff first. Work our way around until we have enough to take back to our little abode on the beach. As you can see, there's still plenty of load left on the alpaca. There's a fair bit of copper here. There's not huge amounts, but I mean, it is probably the biggest copper mine. I I'd suggest to say. Although there are some big holes in the ground in some areas further over, they don't tend to have as many nodes of copper. The one thing they haven't done, they haven't actually put a portal anywhere near this particular barracks. You do still have to run from a portal to get here. So it's not as convenient as some of the other littler copper mines and tin mines, because they have access to portals, so you can sort of jump back and forth. Which reminds me, we do have to open some of those portals. We haven't done that yet. Okay, last one. There is a set of stairs that go down to the river valley down there, slightly higher level. There is a ancient ruins or a barracks, not a barracks, a bandit camp just down the cliff face there somewhere, but other than using it as a shortcut if you're living close to here to get to the holy ruins that are down that way, I don't tend to use it all that much. Let's go there. Oh, pretty good. Once we finish getting all this, we will head back. A bit more here, and there's a little bit more around the corner. And then we will make our way home. We have got to strength level 20, which will now allow us awareness strength, I mean, which will allow us, I believe, to learn the furnace, which means as soon as we get back, we can do that, start making our bronze. Love going on an adventure, it's great. I think we still have one guy in a tower up there. Seems my alpaca's getting a little bit confused. Puffball's getting confused as to where it's supposed to go, but that's alright. I'm sure it will rejoin us. Yes, we do have one more. So let's pick a fight with it. And finish grabbing these few nodes up here. Yes, I'd ignore Leeroy too. He doesn't really want to fight. He's more a lover than a fighter, apparently. Doesn't like getting involved in violence. Oops. Alright. Got that. Make sure that we're fully healed. Finish our last little bit of mining. Now, just because I do the beginner areas like this doesn't mean you have to. There are plenty of other mines. There's the option to go straight to the coast, to the Rift Valley, which is over here, where this other scout is. So you want the River Valley Scout, which opens the whole river area up. And there are copper mines along here as well, just smaller ones. So I believe that's our lot. So we can head back, and on our way back we will visit a ancient ruin, which is just down over the edge here. And we will pick up some more of the crystals. We'll start opening portals. We might visit one of the portals down just near our place. Hey Leeroy, go to our place, go and open the portal there, so that when we do want to go across to the river valley, we can open the portal there also. Alright, so we're here. This gives me the opportunity also to show you alpacas and how they're found in the early game. You will find, as I've said, better alpacas later on in other zones, other map zones. Oh, nice. Are you going to do anything, Leeroy? Stand around? Ask them to a party, maybe? Okay, so he's actually done something that time. Alright, so here we are. Here's a little alpaca in its little pen. You can scan it. You can see it's only a level 4. It's only a little alpaca. So all you do is come to the ancient ruins, deal with the people there, and then you simply pick them up and carry them home. You do have to carry them unless you have a llama, which has the capability of having a saddle extension on it that allows you to carry up to 4 animals. But by the time you have a llama, there is not a great use for the alpacas, to be honest. Alright, so we have our crystal, and where we want to go now eventually is to come down here and open this particular portal. But we might head home first, drop everything off, and past ourselves, past our little alligator there. Try and avoid other creatures like the anacondas. And of course the jaguars. We probably won't avoid all the jaguars. This one's probably going to reach us, unless I'm lucky. He's trying. He's trying to catch us. Oh, he got us. Ooh. It's not helpful when you don't get to bring up your spear and you're getting attacked by so many. Oh, we have another one come to visit. And he's gonna kill me. Alright, well. That's not helpful. What we can do is go to Leeroy. And we can respawn as Leeroy. Let's hope we can get there. Alright, we're here as Leeroy. That means I can pick up all the other things. Isn't it handy? get to come back as somebody else. Now I do have all my gear here, not just his. So we will take as much as we can. Got to make sure that he's not going to overload the alpaca. Look at our map. Make sure we're going in the right general direction to get home. Start riding. There we go. This is a good opportunity actually to show you exactly what happens when your main character dies. It's nothing great. It's easy to remedy, and it's handy to have the mask power to respawn as one of your followers, or simply to play one of your followers, which you will eventually do because your main character becomes pretty useless. Not so much as it was now, because I have made changes to the game. I don't necessarily think that the changes were needed, but obviously there were enough people out there that wanted them to change it to make your main character useful. Whereas I, even now, tend to get to a point where I'm still playing one of the other characters rather than my own. So here we go. We're home. Don't worry, guys. All's good. Everything's fine. Right, so come back in here. Bring the alpaca in, I guess. Get him to stand there so I can unload him. Go to the file. And remodel initial character. And there I am. That's me. So I can control them myself again. Go back to Leeroy, view items, take everything. It should automatically put everything back in the place that it was. I will get my knife back off him. Obviously he had bandages on him, so it stacked all the bandages that I was carrying as extras onto him, which is fine. And he will just go about his business because he's no longer following me, because I died, obviously. And he'll just go back to his chores. Now, let's take everything off you. Put your food and your water back on you. And put everything in its place in here. Just like that. So, I've got a fair bit of copper. That's great. A little bit more clay, which will allow us to make probably some more garden beds at some stage. Picked up a few bits and pieces here. Just random bits of equipment out of the chests. Medicine. And, of course, animal parts. So they can all go in there. The one thing you need to do in this game is, well, not to do, is to get stressed when you die, because you will do it a lot. Especially later on, you will find that you'll get into situations where you just can't get out, and the only way out is to allow yourself to pass to the world beyond. Just going to put those things up in there. That's actually medicine. Put that in there, and these are classified as tools for some reason. I have no idea. Guess lamps are a tool. We don't need that. No point in really remaking those, so we'll just break them down. And we'll put the rest of the meat in here. Oh, we've got some tomato seeds as well, which is lovely. They can go there. Put these back over in here. Everything's sorted out again there. I believe it should be just about ready to head back into battle if we need to, which we will after we check these people if it comes to that. Right. Okay. Check these people and see whether they're going to be our friends or not. Hello? Wakey wakey? Hello, welcome to the world. You're a very simple person, aren't you? And I don't think we need any more simple people. Thank you for your attempt at joining us, but no thank you. Oh, this one's a little bit insane. Oops. Left a little bit too long. Let's see. Yes, I can see why. We don't need that one. And last but not least, is this one. What have we got with you? Well, there's definitely nothing wrong with you. You are a night walker. And you have steel body. Your proficiencies are not great. Another one with blade. That's amazing. To me, that is absolutely amazing that every single person that's been at least half decent has had blade as their highest level. Well, we'll leave her around. We'll think of a name for her. She might come in handy to something, and if she doesn't, we can always replace her later on. So now we need to have a look at our technology tree. We want to learn smelting. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn our smelting, and we'll go up to the table and make ourselves a furnace. With any luck, we have all the materials for it. And if not, we will get them. We need a bit more clay. Alright, we'll go on a clay adventure come morning. In the meantime, I'll check over here and see if we've got any cotton stored here. No, but we do have lots of potatoes. And a couple of tomatoes for some reason. I didn't think we had tomatoes growing, but well, fair enough. Check our monkey storage. It's got a few bananas and the like. So we'll put those all in here. Make sure we keep all that going and have a look at how different sorts of food we can make. We can start making boiled eggs actually, because now that our turkeys are grown up, they are producing eggs for us. They're actually multiplying. As you can see, we have a few turkeys in there, and lots of feathers, lots of eggs. They don't seem to be storing anything in there at the moment. They're taking it straight to the tables, so that's great. Everything's working quite well there, even though I only have everything down as being the minimal bits that I can have made now. What I have got up is working quite fine, and they do seem to be keeping up with the jobs that I have given them. Although some, as I've said, if I happen to put in a item that I want made, then they seem to be limiting that use of the table to while you're within distance of the table. If you're not around, they stop working and they go and sit down, which is quite annoying when you're trying to get things done. Now, we need some more clay, so we'll take Leeroy for another run. Leeroy's now at level 17 by the looks of it. We'll have a look at his abilities. He still doesn't have an upgrade. Oh, that's Leeroy Jr. That's not Leeroy. There's Leeroy there. Leeroy Jr. is not doing much at all at the moment. He has one stat, so we'll take up his agility because his agility's pretty horrendous. His health's also pretty horrendous, but that's life. Leeroy is like that. And we'll bring him on our adventure because you never know, having a friend around in times of need is always good. So we're just going to go up to the closest area for the clay, which is obviously over here, where the little water pool is. There is another cat or two around here, but I'm not particularly worried about them. We will deal with them as we need to. We will also stop here and visit this area. Alright. Have our alpaca follow us. Now, we need to use our sunstones to fill our mask up a little. Do a scan on these guys. Let's see what levels they are. That's a 16. Chest breaker. It might be worthwhile taking home. We'll see. And of course there's another alpaca there, but it's a very low level alpaca. So let's pick a fight with that one there, I think. Come out from behind the wall. Thank you very much. A bit hard to hit, it seems. Oh, Leeroy. Right, so we've got the first one. We might have a look at this guy. Put Leeroy on passive. Bring up our... Try very hard not to do too much damage to him. Nice, big sword. It's a very big sword. Yeah, yeah. You're fast, aren't you? You're fast, little fella. Oops. Oh well. Obviously, he wasn't that good. Alright, we'll take this guy. Leeroy can come back to being of use, kind of. Don't think this one's much of anything. It is annoying how you have to step to the side occasionally because they walk in front of you. Pick up a few more supplies. Get ourselves some more green crystals. What he had in there, not much. I didn't remake this. That was a bit silly. We may have to come back. The things I forget. I don't have an extra one on me. Get ourselves some clay. Hopefully it'll last long enough to collect the clay we need. It's not a huge amount of clay here. There's more down in the other pond. There is some here. And if I have to go to the other one, I will do so after I go home and remake another pickaxe. I don't think there's any more there. Oh, there's one maybe. Yes, there. Okay, so we'll head home now. And see how much more we need. Need more, we'll go for another little trip. It's a boar. As I said, there is a cat here somewhere. But I'm not particularly worried about them. There it is. It's one of the cats. I think it was preoccupied with the boar, so it didn't chase us. So now I'll leave Puffball out here. You can stay there, Puffball. Be a good little furry creature. Leeroy can go back to doing what he was doing. And we will check how much we have now. And let's upstairs and check. Leeroy stopped following, which is good. Furnace. Yes, we've got enough. Brilliant. So we'll make ourselves the furnace. The other good thing is if you have your tables close enough together and say you're making weapons and armor and you need to swap items between tables, you can just click on the other table, take things out and transfer it into the table you're working on or into yourself, which is pretty much the same thing. If you run out of items that you need or require to make something. It's quite handy, but you do have to be close enough to those tables if you happen to have items in the table. All the tables draw from the chests now, which is wonderful. So it makes life easy, but if you just do happen to have something stored in one of your tables and you need it, if it's close to the table you're working on, it's easy enough to access them while you're still crafting. And as I've said before, you can be crafting on a table and also crafting in your inventory. So that's also a wonderful thing. There we go. We have ourselves our first furnace. Yay! I might put it elsewhere. I don't think we want it upstairs. Not sure whether it has to go on a... doesn't seem to have to go on. Doesn't seem to have to go on a floor, which is great. So now we can just go on here and we can queue up items. We can give ourselves a caretaker if we wish to. I'm not sure that we have anyone that's brilliant on the kiln. So I may just stand here and start making the items myself shortly. I'll give someone else a job for the time being, but eventually I'll give it to somebody. I'll do this stuff myself until we have all that processed and made it into bronze. What we will do very quickly is get Leeroy just as backup. Not that he's great backup, as I've said. And we will go across and we will open. Oh, we'll take Leeroy Jr. That sounds good. We'll go across and we will open up the first of the portals. And that way they will be set and ready to go for our next adventures. There are a few things more that we have to do in this area before we can go on to the next zone, but we're getting closer. And we'll be a lot closer once we make ourselves the proper armor that is really required to get into some of the bigger areas. Alright, so we have that taken care of. Oops. Sorry, Leeroy. You know, Leeroy Jr. Oh, no, it's Luke. It's not Leeroy. I thought I had Leeroy. Sorry, Luke. Should have maybe stuck to Star Wars. Now we need to go down there and open the portal. Get it up and running, ready for accessing the other ones. All right. So here we are. Click on it. Same as the other interactions that you do generally around the map. That is now active. And we can go home. And when we visit either this portal up here or the other one that is over this area, this zone, we will be able to jump between. Oh They did have it so that you couldn't take items with you, but I believe that has been changed now, and you either have to activate it or it's just automatically activated in the gameplay to allow you to take items in your inventory with you between places. And there we are. We will head back to our little house. Looks like we just found ourselves a puppy on the way. Don't know if he's going to chase us. No, he didn't chase us. It's interesting. Thought he would have chased us. And we will start doing all our work to get ourselves the copper and the tin needed to make our bronze armor and weapons, which is lovely. All right, Luke, you can go and relax. Thank you for your help, although you didn't do anything, but sweet. It's always appreciated if you come for a wander with me, and, you know, nice little journey chasing Puffball around the place. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that will be it for the day. I will have to sit here and get resources together and gather everything so that we can proceed with the next part of the adventure in our next chapter. So, thanks for watching. Do all the YouTubey things if you like the video and enjoy it. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.